are live now. We actually have some volume. Thanks for joining us on a Tuesday night Jaguars United live show. Today we're breaking down film between the Jags and the Giants. If you're a Jags fans, I think you're going to be okay. I think I can convince you. Listen, I convinced you about James Robinson. Go back to yesterday. We had a live show. That's why you got to subscribe so you get notifications. That was one of our non-scheduled live shows we did last night, talking about James Robinson. Great episode. We talked mostly about James Robinson. We'll talk a little bit of James Robinson here tonight, but we're going to kind of move on and talk about the Jags and what we saw in film. And really what we do here on the show is try to kind of look at what the coaches are going to have to do from an X's and O's point of view to get the win. We typically have a game plan, and we were ready for it. We were ready for Daniel Jones running on in the fourth quarter. We were ready for Daniel Jones running on third down. I'm sure the coaches saw it on film, and I'm sure the linebackers just weren't able to make the play at the right time. If you haven't followed the Twitter or Instagram, do that already. Updates happen there, which is a live interactive fan show. Because of that, we always get the first person in the chat a shout out. Jason Trent fan has been trying for a long time to be first, and they finally made it. So congratulations. You were first this time. Nolly Full Cab is the first channel member here in the chat. And Daniel Pecora says, yo, Nolly Full Cap, can you switch Nolly Full Cab? And I'm assuming you're talking about a skating trick, right? A skating trick? Like I know a Nolly is a skate trick. On Full Cab kind of sounds like it was. So I think I can relate. Okay, I think. But we're going to show some Jags film here. Yeah, I mean, listen, the team is competitive. Like, we're there. So it happens. If you think about the past, right, we weren't competitive at all, right? So I'm going to get to your comments, but we weren't competitive at all. I say this all the time. Listen, I have perspective. I'm not happy with the coaching decisions. I'm not happy with the play on the field, but I have perspective for past being a Jags fan. So we were 1 yard away, and not just 1 yard away at the end of the game. Like also that 4th and 1 we didn't convert on the Trevor QB sneak. That's also 1 yard away from changing the game if we score there. So I mean, we were just like a yard away a lot of times, and listen, like we took chances on 4th down, so did the Giants. All right. So the Giants didn't convert on a 4th down either, like going into the end zone. So their fans could say the same thing about Brian Daboll, but he's getting praised. But because they won the game, no one's talking about those decisions, right? So it just kind of comes down to if you win, Doug Peterson's strategy will end up being like God tier. But if you lose, Doug Peterson's strategy is too gimmicky. You need to get more basic, and that's just how Jags fans are. We've been hurt in the past. Sea Breacher says, can't stay for the stream. Too painful. Call me a fake fan. I don't care anymore. See. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Well, maybe when you digest a bit overnight, the next couple days, you can go back and watch it. All these videos go up on VODs. William says, I'm okay with the J-Rob trade after that live last night. So thanks for that. You're welcome, William. Look, for sure. For sure. William also says hit that like button. So I'll do it. All right, let's get into the film here. All right, let's see. I don't have these packaged together in any particular order, and I do want to get to like the PFF grades and all that, and we will. But I kind of want to get to some of these plays first. Like this is what we were talking about. Like this is 3rd down. This was on the first drive of the game, and like the Jags blitzed a lot this game. They blitzed a lot. I mean, they're gonna send. I mean, look at this. I mean, they're sending 6 guys at the snap. I love it, man. And we talked about this again. Like we talked about this. They did this. This is how they line up when they're blitzing on 3rd down. They do this every single time. They line up. Let's get the pen working here. Let's see here. I don't know why it's not working here. All right. They line up. Okay, there they go. They come at him. And he runs. Like, this is a good pressure. And, like, when you're coaching defensive line, you know, when you're facing a mobile quarterback, a guy like Jalen Hurts, and you're facing a guy like that, like, you're a lot of times the coaches are telling you to there we go. A lot of times the coaches are telling you to, I don't know what's going on with this thing. Sorry, guys. Okay. to kind of don't get upfield, right? So here the Jags are pretty far upfield. You can't blame them because they're trying to get after the quarterback, but I mean they've really there's a huge lane here in the middle, and Daniel Jones just takes it. I mean that's too easy. And like, is Cisco a spy? Maybe, but this was third down. Like, so this was really important play. We need to get them off the field. This extended the drive. They ended up scoring. Okay, but here, this was also early in the game. You know, this early game we gave us some optimism. A great play here. I mean, the defense gets in the backfield. Like, I thought Devon Hamilton actually played pretty decent. Roy Robertson Harris is kind of going to be the one that I still am having trouble with my pencil here. Usually can draw on the screen, but it's not allowing me today. So, Roy Robertson Harris gets up in the backfield there, number 5, 95. Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm going to try to fix my pen here real quick. I'll get to some of your comments while I'll see if my ability to multitask, what I can do here. Ben Haney says, even after converting, I hate the 2-point conversion call. The 2-point, well, I mean, we had there's a penalty, right? And then so that allowed them to be from the 1-yard line. And then they ran the exact same play to Travis Etienne. Okay. My pen seems to be working now. Let's see if we've resolved the issue or not. Oh, this is not a good play. All right, so usually it's this one here. Okay, there we go. We fixed it. Trey Herndon is going to basically be playing man coverage here. And we knew Slayton was going to be a threat here, right? And so Trey Herndon didn't have the greatest game. He was one of the lowest graded PFF players. He gets just kind of beat on a hesitation here. And look, I mean, we gave Shaq Griffin a lot of crap for this exact same thing. It's hard. It's hard in the NFL, and to have a guy like Campbell that can defend this pretty well is like, we're pretty lucky for that. So I mean, this is just hard to defend. Like I said, it doesn't matter if it's Shaq or Trey or whoever it is. It's hard to defend. Can't see the film. Good Lord. All right, right here, top of your screen. We have the matchup here. So they're playing pretty much man, and Campbell locked up down here. And this is what we got onto Shaq Griffin for, was this exact same thing. A little hesitation step, gets downfield. Like I'm saying, it's hard to play corner in the NFL. I mean, it really is. I mean, they're playing like a cover 1, and that's just hard to defend. So you got to draft a guy. You got to sign another guy. I mean, Shaq Griffin's big on that contract. I don't think he survived. We talked about it yesterday. I don't think Shaq Griffin survives the cuts next year. So that was either draft or sign. Jason, you break it down to where I understand why what happened to the way a play or scheme was ran to the basics. Thank you, Beanie. I appreciate that. That's like the fun. I enjoy the chess match that is coaching versus coaching. Like, there is a huge chess match involved, and I love watching that on the film. So, yeah, that's why we do it. All right, let's see. Okay, let's do some good here. All right, let's get everyone happy. All right, here's what you can be excited about. ETN is the man. Okay, ETN is like going to be the guy that the franchise relies on, and I love James Robinson, but I think we had 10 games left with him, so we got a little bit of value. It's sad. It just happened. Jags fans are just sad that it happened 10 games too early, and they wanted to see it ride out. And I guess the sentiment is a 5th-round pick isn't worth it. Here's another ETN run. This one I like a lot. So we can watch it from the reverse angle. Like, listen, it's hard to get to the edge in football, right? So getting to the edge is basically getting to the outside near the sidelines. That's pretty obvious. So usually a defense of scheme has a guy designated for being what's called like the force player. So 55 out here is probably the force player, and his job is to not get beat around him like this. So he has to set that edge. When you talk about a defender being able to set the edge, that's what you're talking about. So They're coached to keep their outside shoulder free when they're getting blocked. He may not be the force guy. He may be rushing in. There may be a corner that's playing the force. We'll have to see when the play comes out. But they're just a gentle, pre-snap jet sweep there. Yeah, it's hard to tell. They lost containment pretty quick here. Yeah, it was the corner. So the corner had to play hard force, and he got beat. See, as soon as this corner gets beat to the outside, it's over. So the fact that the play was designed and hit to where Cam Robinson was able to reach this corner right here, play's gonna hit. Good play call, good run. ETN cuts upfield. That's poor tackling there by 29, and extends the run. I mean, this was coming. If I remember correctly, this was like coming out of the half, right? This was our first drive coming out of the half, and ETN just like takes it, and you're like, okay, this was the run where you're like, all right, like. That was massive. We haven't had a back that can do that since, I'm trying to think, like, did TJ Yeldon have a few runs like that, like early in his career? But we haven't had anyone that can do that since then. I'm back on the fire bulky train, says Haney. Bulky loves his 6th-round picks, Mohan. I think it's going to be a 5th-round pick. Do you really think that he's not going to get 240 yards? I believe that's all that it takes for that 6th-round pick to become a 5th-round pick, the conditional pick. 240 yards. There's 10 games left. 24 yards per game average. I think he can easily get that. All right, so let's go on to the next play here. Oh, man, this one. Okay, we'll show you a good play here before we get a little sad. Let's go to a good play. I like this, man. I love tight end screens. Like, tight end screens are like my favorite plays. Like, the defense never sees them coming. Peterson loves doing them. He loves doing them. If I was coaching against Peterson, I think I would definitely, and the coaches probably have talked about how you have to watch those tight end screens. But they're lined up in a 2 tight end set, right? 2 tight end set, 1 back. So we'll call this 12 ace personnel, right? 12 ace because they have 2 tight ends and 1 running back. So this is how the coaches talk about it when they say 12, right? So 2 tight ends, 1 running back, and ace because he's under center, right? If you've ever played Madden, you know that, okay? So I like this formation, the pre-snap motion. You know, they always do the pre-snap motion. I love it. It's a staple of like that spread West Coast offense. It's like there should always be a guy in motion, I think. So they're just going to throw simple tight end screen, Dan Arnold. Good play. Look how hard Trevor throws this ball. Look at this. Yeah, I guess that was touch. Okay, that looked like it came out faster, I guess, the first time. That's a good throw. But it's just like he's got an arm. He can't even control that thing, man. Like, when it comes to Trevor, that ball is going to be thrown either too hard or not at all. Listen, it's better than a noodle arm, I'm telling you right now. Herbert's the same way. He's obviously better, and he's a lot more accurate, but he's the same way. He's either throwing it hard or he's not throwing it at all. Some of these guys will try some of these touch passes. Mahomes obviously can do it all. He can do the beam and the touch pass, and that's what makes Mahomes like legitimately one of the best quarterbacks of all time. But he also has pocket awareness, which helps. But his ability to put touch on it and to zip the ball when he needs to is really what has set him apart. So Trevor's like these guys. He's got to learn to put touch on it. He's going to have to. Trevor is skinny. He is. He's a naturally lean guy, but that's okay. For having an arm like that, I mean, that's impressive. That's impressive. Jaggernaut, Jags United, let's go. What's up, Jaggernaut? I'm glad you're here. All right, this one's not so good. It is good, but it's not so good. Is that possible on the same play? I think so. Josh Allen here. Oh, gets off sides, throws the tackle, and then gets there, but he jumps early. Like, this is the kind of thing. Okay, someone sent me a tweet. Here, I'm going to pull this tweet up. This is going to make you guys very sad. We'll come back to this play. We will. Someone sent me a tweet that spot on. Okay, spot Let's see here. Notifications. All right, check this out. This is from who's this from? Bold City Brigade DC sent me this. All right, make sure y'all can see this. Blow it up just a tad more for the blind people in the chat. Oh, it's as big as it goes. Okay, it says the Jaguars were called for a league high 13 penalties on Sunday. 5 offensive, 7 defensive. It was the second time this season the Jaguars were called for 13 penalties. Week 1 against the Commanders. In all, Jacksonville was called for 1 holding, 2 offsides, 1 ineligible receiver downfield, 1 unnecessary roughness, 3 false starts, 1 roughing the passer, 1 offensive holding, 1 defensive pass interference, 1 too many men on the field, and 1 encroachment. Now, see, here's where it's concerning because this isn't like, 4 false starts, right? 4 false starts, 3 pass interference, and you're like, okay, it's starting to add up. We're doing everything wrong. We're holding on defense. We're offsides on defense. Can't run screens right. We're too many men on the field. We're killing ourselves. And the difference between what teams like the Giants and the Jets and these other teams that have had success that we weren't expecting is because they're not killing themselves. These teams that are winning games by like 1 score are not killing themselves. So, we have to bring up for all the good Etienne has done, and Etienne is a good back, but at the same time, like this run is pretty tough. And he's a young back. He's going to make mistakes. I just look at this as his freshman year. It's hard, man. It's hard. I mean, when you think of not fumbling, you think of people that like just have never done it because it's so rare to have a back that doesn't fumble. I mean, it's just hard, especially the small modern day NFL back. It's going to happen time to time. It's just unfortunate that it happened there for us fans because they were about to score. But defensively speaking, it was the best place on the field to fumble. So I guess it's how you look at it, I guess. All right, what else we got here? Okay, Ingram. I love this play from Ingram. Oh yeah, this is one of my favorites. This is what I like Evan Ingram. I wasn't sure how to feel. I wanted to like Evan Ingram a lot. Okay, I really did. But I wasn't sure. I didn't want to get my hopes up because I'm a Jags fan, and I've gotten my hopes up before, and it has gotten me in some trouble as far as my emotions. Okay, let's go back to yellow. All right, so he's going to be rushing. There's my pin. Okay, now I feel like I'm back to normal. My pin was messed up, and it was driving me absolutely bonkers. All right, now we're back, boys. We got Evan Ingram in the slot, and one of my favorite routes to run is called the zig, right? You run in and then out. It's my favorite routes. It's always open, especially against man. He does a little reverse zig where he gives him a fake out and then just heads up field. I mean, this is a route run by like an expert route running receiver. Look at this. Oh. See, what makes this route hard is, look, watch, he's able to completely change the direction of his torso and shoulders, and then he's able to go back quickly. I mean, that's what makes him an insane receiver is his acceleration out of this little false step right here. I mean, this is a good receiver. I mean, this is a full turn. Look at this. I mean, this is you're running an out. This is what good receivers can do. He sells the out. He's going to bring the corner or the safety down, and then he's able to go from his body facing this position. He's going to flip his hips and get upfield, and watch how fast he does it. This is what makes these guys insane professional athletes. That's a tight end, boys. That's a tight end. He's able to get like 10 yards after the contact. I mean, that's like a gift. So I'm glad we used him. I wanted to use him. I was hoping this would be like a revenge game, and he had a great game. So we got to get Evan Ingram more involved. If this offense is going to be successful, he has to get more involved. And they're trying to. You can see they're making a concerted effort. But I like him, man. I like him. All right, I think before we got the pin fixed, I was scatterbrained. I'm feeling good now. Christian Paraguayan says the Hail Mary finally made it into the end zone at least. We can't judge it off that one throw for that one time. Raiden Shogum says hello. Hello, Pokey. Make sure to follow Pokey's Twitter and Twitch. Twitch is what Pokey's on. Mohan, we had like 8 turnovers in 3 weeks and did nothing since. Yeah, I know. Turnovers are a big indicator of wins. That's like an analytics thing and an old school coaching thing. That's one of the things that has transcended analytics and old school coaching is turnovers win you games. So you have to force turnovers. And the Giants did a better job, and we got to get back to it. And we were close. There was a couple of passes in this game where they were like tipped and then by a linebacker or a defensive back, and then one of the other ones was there and almost caught it off the tip. It happened. It was close to happening a couple times. We had the fumble recovery that was brought back by Josh Allen. Obviously, the interception. I think I have that queued. Let's see here. I'll try to remember to switch it back here. This is what happens when you don't go in order. All right. I'm going to make sure I switch it for you guys this time. So, I mean, this was just, I don't know, man. Like, when I saw the replay on the Jumbotron at the game, it looked way worse than it looks on in real life. Like, they slowed it down on the Jumbotron, and it looked, like, horrible. But, like, in slow motion, that looks a lot worse than it really was. Like, you can't do that, obviously. But I don't know. If he's halfway between jumping to block the ball and then, like, the quick release, maybe. I don't know. Like, in fast, that does not look that bad, does it? Maybe I'm off here. Maybe y'all can tell me in the chat. In real speed, it does not look that bad. But when they did show the slow-mo looks bad. This D is just like 21. Every time they make a big play, I wait a few seconds to look for a flag. Yeah, God, that is getting to that point, isn't it? I wait for a flag after every third down stop. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's tough, man. The pass rush isn't getting there. I think that's one of the big issues is the pass rush isn't getting there. Or they're getting there too quick and they're letting quarterbacks escape the pocket. Like, we've seen a lot of quarterbacks beat us because their quarterbacks could escape the pocket. Daniel Jones did it. Look, this is Daniel Jones right here, escaping the pocket. They get upfield. This is the last drive of the game, the drive that they score on. That's going to kill you. Like, that's going to absolutely kill you. And this is what's killed us. They get upfield. I think Devon Hamilton played a good game here. He can't get off in time. I don't know. Again, it looks like they sent 6. When you send 6, you're straight man behind it, and you have to be able to account for a running quarterback. And I hate to say this, but if I'm a team game planning against Mike Caldwell, here's what I've noticed. Mike Caldwell does not change his defense. He plays cover 1 the entire game. Every once in a while, he'll throw in a cover 2, or every once in a while, he'll throw in a cover 3. But he's going to play cover 1 man almost the entire game, okay? He's going to blitz a lot out of it, or he's just going to play you straight up, man, jamming at the line of scrimmage. He's going to play aggressive man defense. What kills that is a quarterback who's mobile. Because for Mike Caldwell's defense to work, you have to occasionally send 6 guys to pressure the quarterback. So when they do send 6 guys, if your quarterback can escape the pocket, he's running for 20 yards. And that's exactly what happened here. He's going to get outside, and they're going to send 6. Running back does enough to get him out, and there he goes. That play killed us. Third down. Absolutely killed us. And then this is the very next play. The very next play. Like, in a vacuum, you can understand this happening. This is the very next play. Like, he runs for, they're obviously that's what they want to do. They want to get there. Alukin does a good job. Maybe Alukin's job is to turn it back inside here. I don't know what the issue is here. Lloyd got washed down for sure, but you can't blame him. Rayshon Jenkins is playing field side. Yeah, the safety maybe. Cisco maybe could have came down quicker. Cisco's got to come down. Yeah, he didn't know what was happening either. He comes into your screen late at the bottom. He's got to fill. He's got to fill right now. Yeah, it's all you can do. Brenneman, who's a channel member, says Cisco needs to learn to tackle. He's young, man. I know I hate saying this. Like, I hate making excuses for these guys. He's young, so he does need to learn to tackle, but he will. He will. I mean, you have to in the NFL. And a lot of these guys come from college where they didn't have to, and now they have to. So sometimes it takes some of these guys an adjustment period. It's rare to have a guy like Jalen Ramsey come out and be like a willing tackler. Jenkins has low-key been our best defensive player on defense other than Josh and Tyson. All right, let's pull up the PFFs. Let's go defensive grades. So this was for the game. Rayshawn Jenkins, if you can't tell, is number one for the Giants game. 78.9 defensive grade. Look at this, 81.1 coverage grade. All right. So one thing to look at for PFF is like how many snaps they played. So he played 39. So on 39 coverage snaps, he graded out as an 81. That's pretty good there. Darius Williams, another guy that played great. 42 coverage snaps, 82.3 coverage grade. So your best defensive, Darius Williams had a great game covering. Tackling, he didn't have to do a bunch, but that's still, you want to have a good grade as a corner. Like, it's definitely a bonus. Run defense, though, so he wasn't getting off blocks very well. So that's why I like PFF. You can kind of break down their game just by looking at the numbers. But the amount of snaps is important. So, like, Corey Peters playing 29 snaps, Dwan Smoot playing 21 snaps. You can't Arden Key 19. Like, it's still nice to look at their grade, but they didn't play that many snaps. A guy like Devon Hamilton played 46. Bad tackling grade, but very good run defense grade. So he filled his gaps. He got upfield. He did. I definitely noticed that in the film. Travon Walker, not a great overall grade, but you look at maybe his pass rush grade of 54 brought him down. Yeah, he's got to get better at pass rush. Definitely. Let's see here. Christian Kirk, the number one offensive player. Yeah, a 77 passing grade. That's good right there. Dan Arnold only played in 10. JaMychal Hasty played in 4 snaps, but did okay in those 4. Evan Ingram. I thought Evan Ingram was like your best player. Christian Kirk, he had the big catches on the last drive, which really helped. But Evan Ingram, I thought played pretty solid. Cam Robinson, 70s, pretty good for a tackle. Marvin Jones, Zay Jones. Once you start getting into the different colors besides green, you got to worry. You don't want to see you guys can't even see this. You don't want to see Trevor Lawrence second to the bottom with a 52 grade, a 50.4 passing grade. Trevor Lawrence did not have a good game, which I hate to see because I was hoping that after last week he turned a corner, but another accuracy issue game. Just missed some open throws that he's got to hit, man. Brandon Sheriff, it's hard. I don't know. 65 snaps. I didn't notice him watching the film being bad, but these aren't good grades at all. And usually PFF's not that far off as far as if you had a good game or not. So, I don't know. Whoever mentioned that Rayshawn's been one of our best players. You're right. Don't see Robinson on there. Oh, wait. Jaggernaut. Oh, I know. Moon Illusions. Campbell, 49.4 coverage grade. Is that what that said? I don't see. Let's see. Yeah, Campbell's coverage grade wasn't good. Yeah, Campbell's coverage grade was not good. But he gave up stuff underneath. He tackled, but he gave up passes. Yeah, what did he have any other stats here? He had 5 tackles, 1 missed tackle. Missing a tackle hurts you in PFF a lot. Yeah, look at this tackle grade, 54. Like, they really penalize you for missing tackles in PFF. Definitely. Because this percentage comes in, right? When you're a 14.3 tackling percentage, think about for a linebacker and, you're having 20 tackles a game, 14% is bad. That's bad for a linebacker. So, run defense grade, 76. That kind of doesn't matter for a corner, but yeah. I thought Trevor had a steady hand on the offense this game. I don't agree with these numbers. So here's the problem, okay, and that's fair. But he definitely had, you're right, I think he had a steady feel of the offense, but he missed some throws. Um, like this one right here. I mean, this was on the last drive of the game, okay? So, last drive of the game, this is pretty big drive. I mean, we could have gotten a lot of yards if he hits this throw. I mean, that's what he gets penalized for, because I mean, this is a great route concept. Like, this is what you want to do when you're drawing up an offense. He's just essentially going to flood the right side of the field. I mean, this is a great play call. I think he comes this way. This is a great play call for when you have a right-handed quarterback and you want to get him rolling out this way just so you can get him moving that way. You're going to flood the field at different levels. I can't remember who comes in. Something like this. And good play design here. It actually was a little pick play design. A lot of little pick play designs. And that's open. He's getting hit, right? So we do have to take that in consideration. And Cam Robinson, that's a hold. Oh, yeah, he got destroyed on that play. But still, like, you have to hang in there and hit that. Oh, man, that was... it's easy for me to say I'm not getting destroyed by those huge defensive linemen. I understand that. I definitely understand that. I guess I want him to hit it. I want him to. Let's see what else we got here. ETN fumble. Oh, here's one. Let's talk about our special teams for a second, okay? You cannot be having extra points blocked. Like, special teams coach, you gotta, I mean, come on, man. I watched this play a lot. Admittedly, I watched this play more than any other play. I don't know why. I was just so fascinated with this play. I watched this a lot. And I don't really understand. I can't figure out whose fault it is. And maybe you guys can help me, paying a special teams coach. Because this is just, Luke Farrell does what he's supposed to do. So Luke Farrell's job here is to prevent him from getting a straight line at the kicker, and then to get this outside guy off of his path with like a weak jab or a punch. Okay, so he's going to use one hand to hold. He's going to use his right hand to hold up 20 to not allow him to come straight through this line, which is pretty close, and then use the other hand to just knock this guy off his path, because this can happen so quick that you only need to buy yourself like 1 second. So if you can just buy himself like a quarter of a second getting out here, you're good, right? So there's not much more he can do here. I mean, look at the position he's in. I mean, he's full arms extended on both guys. So I don't know what more else he could do here. Is this just like an insanely athletic play by this guy here? Maybe. I mean, he timed his dive perfectly. Which is what I'm trying to say is, like, I don't know how much more Luke Farrell could have done here. I don't know. I've watched this play a lot of times, guys. What else could he do there? Any suggestions? Like, he does his job. He can't block two people. I don't know. Maybe it's just an insanely athletic play. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Robinson wasn't going to play as a Jaguar next year, regardless of what happened, so I don't mind the idea of trading him and getting some return. But the return is terrible. A 6th or a 5th. That's nothing. Could we get maybe a wide receiver for Trevor for him? So I think that would be everyone's perfect scenario, but I think we're all surprised collectively and learning that the market for a guy like James Robinson is not as high as we think. I know what you're saying. Oh, Christian McCaffrey just went for a 2nd and a 3rd and a 4th. And like, I get that. But James Robinson and Christian McCaffrey are nowhere near the same guy. And Christian McCaffrey's kind of like a gadget guy, like a Deebo Samuel type player that can play anywhere. Receiver, running back, whatever. So that's not fair to compare the value they got for them. And, James Robinson's coming off of an injury, a pretty serious injury. I think that's the most you're going to get for him. I really do. With the trade deadline coming up, I honestly, the more I marinate on it, I think it was the right move. It was. Like I said yesterday, if you're if you're making a championship run, right? Like we could win a Super Bowl. You don't trade James Robinson. But I don't think the front office is thinking they're going to win the Super Bowl this year, and because of that, you can get a pick for him, and that's more valuable. So I get you, Brenneman, but I don't know. Running backs are undervalued, said Brenneman. Okay, that's fair. I think the receiving type guys are, but you're saying the traditional only run, no like receiving threat guys are too. I listen. The ones that can stay healthy are. Did you look at the horrible flea flicker call on the last drive or whatever it was? Wasted a lot of time. I didn't clip that play, but at the end I'll bring that one up. I'll go on to because it'll take me a second to find it, but I will definitely bring it up. Running. Okay, let's look at another play here. So this was the play like I was talking about. Everyone gets on Doug Peterson for not kicking the field goal or taking the points. Look how close the Giants were, and they go for it and they don't get it. And I really like Devon Hamilton. So Devon Hamilton's just gonna knife upfield. I mean, this is what we call getting skinny, right? Watch Devon Hamilton. This is just beautiful here. This is why I think he had a good game. Definitely a blown blocking assignment, but still takes advantage of the opportunities and just sit there in the gap like doesn't know what he's doing. Like he takes advantage. He gets after Daniel Jones, and that pressure. I mean, it's still a good throw. Like it's still a really good throw. He wasn't gonna score though. Good throw. It's hard. That slant route is so hard to catch when you're running like toward the quarterback and then the ball's coming at you. That is such a hard catch to make. I'm telling you right now. If you ever been like they do drills in football where you like jog at the quarterback and he throws it at you. Those are the worst. Those are the worst because you know you're going to drop so many balls because the quarterbacks are humming it in at you. And you're just like, I mean, why do you think they wear gloves? That was self-defense. Our defense consisted of a Giants receivers dropping catches. Do I have any defensive plays? Let me see here. We already saw. Did we see Travon Walker sack yet? I don't think we have, boys. Travon Walker. How about that? Getting on the sack column, right? Now, you could probably give Josh Allen just as much credit for this play. So Josh Allen out here in what's called the 9 technique, right? Because 9 technique is an invisible tight end, right? And you're on the outside shoulder. There is an actual visible tight end here. So we're going to call this the strong side. Strong side. And he's also going to be outside of the tight end. So it's also a 9 tech. All right. So this is where the modern NFL 3-4 defense is set up to be. And when you talk about an edge rusher, it's a guy like here or a guy like here that's in the 9 tech and can move inside, but likes to be out here. Can get there. So watch both Josh Allen and Travon Walker. They're both going to do a great job of collapsing the pocket with speed from the outside. I mean, Josh Allen's been doing this all year. I think he's earned his contract for sure. Like I wanted to see how he would play going into this year, it being a contract year, but I think you pay him. I do. I think he's been really good as a defensive player. I know it's not translating to sacks, but I really think that the pressures he generates, and when I watch him with like my eyes, how many plays has he made that's been called back because of penalties? Like the guy is worth paying, and I think a guy like Josh Allen, the last one to say is I think you risk overpaying him, and I think you're fine there. I think he's a guy you got to keep around. Great community guy, great player, community guy. I don't care, honestly. It's nice that he is. But the fact that he's a good player, I'm not going to hide behind any other facts. I think it's because he's deserved it. So let me know what y'all think. Great. I'm not overreacting either, guys. I'm not. I know you guys think I'm overreacting. I'm not. I've watched them all year. What else we got here? Oh, this is a good one here. How about some positives? Another positive. Zay Jones, right? Zay Jones is going to get open here. I forget what the concept is. Oh, yeah, look at that. So this is what you like to see, boys. So this should be promising. Before we get to the breakdown of this play, Ben Haney says, I disagree about Josh Allen. He's a guy that almost makes a lot of plays, but doesn't get the job done. Okay, Ben, I think you're right. Okay, I'm with you there. But here's my train of thought. And I think I get what you're saying. My train of thought is that he's getting pressures and he's almost there. And a lot of times he is there. I mean, he's gotten sacks and fumbles, and I mean he's been disruptive. He's been decent against the run. It's hard to find those guys. I mean, I mean, look, we tried with Clavon. Chase, how many DNs have we drafted in Jacksonville alone? Without Travon Walker. I mean, you think about Dante Fowler. You talk about Josh Allen. You talk about Derek Harvey. I mean, the list goes on and on of guys, of DNs. It's hard to find D linemen. It really is. I mean, that's why they're valuable. So that's fair. Listen, that's fair. I mean, it's hard. I mean, NFL's a business, and you got to produce. I get that. Adam says, I think we need to sign Sue for the defensive line. I'd pay him the $10 million. I don't think they're trying to win this year, Adam. I really don't. Like, I know we want them to win games, but I think they'd rather just save the money and just roll with what they got. Because I don't think they're like pushing. I think next year they will be. I think next year you're going to see those types of moves. So it won't be Sue. It'll be whoever next year Sue is. But next year you'll see the types of moves where we trade a player for a player we need, right? An extra player like a running back for a player we need. You see things like you sign the veterans, you get the guys that come in here. The only guys you're gonna have to really make decisions about next year are Evan Ingram and Evan Ingram. You have to make a decision about, and who we were talking about earlier. James Robinson's gone. Marvin Jones is gone. Rayshon Jenkins is gone. Juwan Taylor. Yeah, Juwan Taylor's the other one. Sorry. You got to make a decision on those guys. I say you keep them, but it would be hard to pay Juwan Taylor maybe what he's going to get and overpay for Josh Allen. I think, like I said, Rayshon's gone. I think Shaq's gone. Evan Ingram, what do you give Evan Ingram? You know, do you reward him with a 3-year, $30 million deal? I think that's what you will see. For sure. Maybe more. I don't see the Josh Allen 41 racks up a lot of pressures. He says, I do see that on the analytics side of things. But he's not impacting the game like the elite pass rushers of the league. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you look at guys, I get it. You look at guys like, what is it, Max Crosby and the Bosas and the Watts. That's a guy you want, and I get that for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a point that I have put a lot of thought into, and I think if you're trying to contend next year, you keep a guy like Josh Allen even at the risk of overpaying, because I think he's going to be okay. I think he's going to keep getting better. I like Josh Allen. He's, like I said, he's very disruptive. Like when I'm watching them, Josh Allen's very disruptive. Like you can't account for like the penalties. I think he's had a bunch of penalties that have come back to hurt him, his sacks or tipped balls or tackles for losses. And like you see that, they don't go on the stat sheet. I don't know. You think Rayshon's gone? Yeah, I do. I think Rayshon's gone. And I think Rayshon's a good player, but I think you're going to have to pay him next year. And I think you could get someone to give you what Rayshon's giving you for a lot less money, and you might be able to get a young guy who has like a higher ceiling. Quentin Johnson, says Vin Haney. Brennan says, why is Allen not getting the sacks? Is our D tackles not getting the job done, allowing the quarterback to step up in the pocket? Well, the way that a lot of teams have played us, especially the Eagles, the Giants, and the Colts. So our last couple games, you're seeing teams play us the same way. They're getting the ball out quick, and they're making us tackle in space. And we're not tackling well in space. It's tough to talk bad about the defense because they've been playing decent, but they just have their moments, those penalty moments here. If we keep losing, we can draft tight end from Georgia, tight end Bowers. Is he coming out next year? I think he might be a true sophomore, but maybe he can come out. I don't know. I like this play. Remember I was talking about my zig? So my zig's my favorite play. I mean, all the goated slot receivers run the zig. I think it's Kirk. He's going to fake like an N, and he's going to run it out, right? This is where this play is designed to hit. catch the ball, get out of bounds. This was the last drive of the game. They were trying to just stop the clock and get yards at the same time. So it's designed to hit the zig. And Kirk falls over. Okay, so Trevor's looking, and he's like, all right, my receiver just fell over. You can actually watch Trevor's head. Hopefully you guys can see it. That's why I love watching the film. You can see his eyes and where his eyes are looking typically. All right, so it looks like he's off Kirk right away. So, I mean, look, he's locked in on this corner route from Zay Jones. That's risky. Wow. Like, he really, I mean, look how this play was designed to hit, right? So you have a zig route here. You have a corner route. Who remembers, this is called a smash concept, right? So smash concept is the one high beater, right? So this is one guy covering the middle of the field deep. We call this one high safety, and a smash concept kills the one high safety because it makes this guy pick between the underneath or the deep. Now, the Jags are actually going to run a vertical here, and then so it ends up being more of a levels, I guess. So here, and then he's going to run deep. So they're going to make this corner pick. He's going to make the right pick, and he's going to bail. But look at how Trevor's like anticipating the throw pre-snap. Watch this. Pre-snap. He's looking at that corner all the way. He doesn't even look at Christian Kirk, who falls. Good play this was Adoree Jackson. He got hurt on this play. It's sad to see. Adoree Jackson's a good player. We know him all too well, don't we? The Eagles, the team that started our defensive downfall on tape, and the other teams have copied, and we have not answered. So there's truth in the defense has not changed what they're doing. They're not. The defense is going to play cover one, and they're going to play man. Here, we'll pull up this play for those of you that missed the beginning of the video. No, that's not what we want. This one here. So this is what he runs. If Mike Caldwell runs this, he's going to run man. I think he walks down, right? I hope so. It just kills my thread here. Yeah, walks down. So this play actually is okay. So this play's a little different, but not really. Instead of being in straight cover one, as far as like he was. So if we go, let's go back. Right. So this essentially is a cover three. Okay. So although they're going to be out here in man coverage, like they're locked up here no matter what, but only because of what the Giants came out in. The Giants came out in this, so they said, all right, we're just going to lock up. So they locked up here and they locked up here. But now what typically they do is they run a cover one robber where he comes in the middle of the field late, hoping that Daniel Jones thinks the middle of the field's open and makes an interception. He's going to play deep middle thirds. So they're going to do that, but instead of them playing manned up here, and instead of them playing manned up here, and they would be manned here, instead of that, what they're going to do is they are going to drop into a cover three zone, essentially. And so basically it's cover one and cover three at the same time. It's cover three with man on the outside. It's cover three. Sorry to go back and forth. It's cover three, right? So he's responsible for deep thirds. So no matter what happens, he has deep thirds. I mean, he's going to be his only threat. He's watching him, right? Because the only threat that could kill him is a post to the middle of the field. So, but this play's about Herndon getting burnt. Good throw. Very good throw. Are the Lions and the Broncos the only two winnable games left on the season? No. We have some winnable games, right? Let's see here. Broncos win. Easy. We did this last show. Y'all know how this goes. Win. Okay. Raiders. I like Derek Carr. I like him as a person. I think he's a better quarterback than people think. Devontae Adams, good team. Josh McDaniels, I actually bigger on him than most people. Win, right? Chiefs. Okay, so Listen, look at what the Bills did or what the Jags did to the Bills last year. We come out and we play on the road, and we're gonna step up and win. Okay, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelsey, doesn't matter. Ravens. Listen. I like this. Lamar probably won't be playing. He'll probably be hurt. Jags win. All right. Lions, easy, right? I like Dan Campbell, good guy. Jared Goff, if he's starting by then, who knows? Win. Titans. Okay, I think who knows what's happening there. Derrick Henry looks like not the same old Derrick Henry. Good team, good coach. Win. Cowboys, Jags. This one's intriguing, right? Here's why. The stadium's going to be filled with Cowboys fans. Like, you thought Giants was bad, right? If you were at the game, Giants were 70-30 Giants fans. Probably more than that. And all the Jags fans left before the first drive or the last drive. So, like, think about the last drive of the game and how we were a yard away. Most of the Jags fans had left before that drive even started. Can y'all believe that? I could not believe it. I did not leave. I was there. Win. Cowboys. Easy. All right. Let's see what y'all can see here. Let's keep going up. So we have so far, just for those keeping score, win. Now this one's big, right? The Jets. This is James Robinson revenge game. Saleh, I like Saleh as a coach. Zach Wilson, maybe. Win on the road. Okay, Jaguars, Texans. Listen, I know they have our number. I know they're a good team. I like I like Lovie Smith. I'm a big Lovie Smith guy. Win. Now, final game of the season. This is it, man. This is like where it gets hard, okay? This is where like we play them at home. We never played them good at home. Both teams could be vying for a playoff spot, although we have all these wins. We're trying to get like a 1 or 2 seed. Win. So to answer your question, are the Broncos and the Lions the only 2 winnable games? The answer is absolutely not. Absolutely not. Ben Haney says Devontae Adams is going to traumatize our CB2. I hate. Listen, if you're gonna play man, right? If you're gonna be a Mike Caldwell and play cover 1 man, at least send Tyson Campbell with their best player. I don't know. I don't get it. Great takes, says Chase. Thank you. Listen, I don't make bad takes around here. Oh, wait a second. I gotta show you guys a couple plays here. Oh man, these are really gonna grind your gears, boys. And maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe. This is where I really need you guys. Listen, there's times I come to you guys with things that I've learned, and it's a give and take. I need from you guys now. Am I overreacting on this? Okay, I'm overreacting on this. I like it. Listen, great. I like that play. That's a good play call. I mean, that's it. Okay. Now, I will mention that we did have 2 plays before this from this exact yard line, right? So from this exact yard line, let's go back to yellow. I can't keep up. I mean, this is not very far, right? You get 3 shots at it. Trevor throws 1 deep ball to this corner of the end zone and throws 1 deep ball to this corner of the end zone. We don't get either one. Neither throw is either catchable. One was underthrown, one was overthrown. So neither one's even catchable. That's not great. But this is the last play of the game, okay? And again, maybe I'm overreacting here, all right? I like this play design. I mean, this is a good play design. Run the screen out. I mean, a bigger body receiver maybe gets that. Nothing against Kirk. I mean, Kirk's a good player. But let's look at the reverse angle. All right? This is something just doesn't sit right with me. I need y'all's thoughts on this, okay? Great play. Oh, man. Get in there. Oh, man. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. Like, that's just the normal play. But can we talk about something for a second? And again, maybe this is just me. Like, what's going on here? What's going on here? Like, do we know how many people are right here? Rest of the team is right there. Am I overreacting here? Like, and before you think like, hey, like there's no way they would have gotten there. They know how slow they are. Their tackles. Really? Because I think they're pretty good athletes. Like, I see Fortner. Watch your center. Your rookie center who's never played a full season in the league. Watch your rookie center. My boy's running a 4.3 down to try to get there. Absolutely obliterates the pile, including Julian Love. Watch this. Oh my God, that's gotta hurt. And then we have the big boys going, ah man, that was them in the back judge around the same spot. You can't see the back judge because my camera's in the way. Them in the back judge are hanging out there. I'm sorry. That's the last thing. Am I overreacting there? Like, get in there. I don't think that we deserve to be in the playoff talk. Are you relying on Shaq Griffin? He's toast. It's sad but true. Duval till I die, but won't be long with this team. Yeah, I think they're close. You're right. I saw the stages of grief there. You got angry. Uh, then you bargained. Then you accepted whatever the steps are. Won't be long with this team. You're right. Corey T, channel member and the one responsible for this channel and how good it looks. He says they were thinking Texas Roadhouse after the game. Kappa. Yeah, no, they were definitely trying to figure out where the biggest steak was. They probably eat steak on the regular. I don't know. See, Jason, you point out what no one talks about. Cam and Juwan hanging out on the last play. I like Cam and Juwan. If they were could definitely beat me up. So I'm not gonna say too much bad about them. But I don't know. Maybe they're just veterans, so they knew the play was over. They're veterans. Maybe. Here's one thing for you guys to think about, and I don't want to just jump around too much, but did James Robinson request that trade? Is that an angle we didn't think about last night? Because I've heard some people mentioning it. Bro, Doug, you're not going to use me. This is a contract year. Can you trade me, please? Maybe he went and was to Trent and was like, Trent, man, I've been carrying your behind for 2 years. Can you trade me, bro? If you're going to use ETN, the writing's on the wall. This is the second coach in a row that didn't want me. Just trade me, man. Trade me somewhere that wants me, man. This is my career on the line. This is my contract year. The amount of yards that he rushes for this year dictate the rest of his life in his second contract. The second contract is the biggest contract, and that's the life-changing contract. I don't know. Moon Illusion says I'm not overreacting about the defensive or the offensive tackles, just watching. Can we bench Marvin Jones for Agnew? I think Agnew was hurt, wasn't he? I think Agnew's been injured. Not trying to be Debbie Downer, but after giving away J-Rob's free, he's not happy. Okay, I know. No, I know DTWD. Listen, your sentiment and feelings is shared by most Jags fans, I think. And I know that because that's how I feel. I have learned to talk myself out of feeling bad. It's a gift and a curse. Adam says, what has Marvin Jones done this season? Not much. He's been clutch, right? Hasn't he? Am I crazy? Let's go team report. Let's take a look at their team report here. All right, y'all are gonna like this. I think y'all are gonna like this. I could be wrong. So this is the PFF grades for the whole season. Can y'all see that? There we go. Okay, PFF grades for the whole season. This is the offensive grades for the whole season. Number one is oh yeah, that's nice. Okay, so number one is Travis Etienne, and what I like again is it tells you the snap counts. 245, 131 of those were receiving plays, and then 30 pass block and 70 run. So Etienne is actually a receiving back more than he is a running back. Now, having James Robinson definitely is a big part of that, but number one player with a 71 offensive grade, a 40.6 grade as a receiver, 50 grade as a pass blocker. I know a lot of people are pointing to that as a reason why not to cut, but look at this, 83.7 running grade as a running back, number one player. And look, he's been so much better is what I'm trying to tell you. I look at PFF scores a lot, so I've kind of learned how to read them. The fact that his passing stats are so low as a receiver, and because he's done 131 snaps of them, it's bringing his grade down. But as a running back, he's an 83. So that's a fair number, I think, to think about him. The way the Jags are going to use him going forward. Zay Jones has been really good. I mean, number one player that I think has been most impressive is Zay Jones. We talked about the guys who impressed us the most. Man, I don't even know if I did a film breakdown video on him. I don't think I did. I think I skipped him. And I feel bad. So Michael Hasty's played in 26 snaps. But he's trending up. And does trending up lead to James Robinson being traded? Cam Robinson, I know we just talked trash about him. 69.1 grade. Not great in pass block, but really good in run block. And really good relative. Christian Kirk, your 5th best player. So if we look at how they've been performing according to PFF, if you start 11 people, all right, and I'll help you here. We're going to cut out him because he's only played in 6 snaps. We're going to cut out Agnew because he's a kind of a gadget player nowadays. That line was terrible. Let me do that one again. Is this better? No. Manhurts, we'll keep him. James Robinson, we'll keep him, and then we'll cut it off at Evan Ingram. So looking at the grades in your production, like this is what you're left with here. You know, Trevor Lawrence, this is a problem here. This is a problem. And I've been trying to put this off for a while, and I've tried to think about, you know, he didn't have a full year, but it's not like he didn't have NFL coaches last year, so there had to be some sort of development. And gosh, a 57.7 passing grade, his run grade was like salvaging his score on those 19 run plays. Sorry. Yeah, here out. So 70.6 run grade, really helping his grade out there. 11th, not great. Walker Little, disappointment. Luke Fortner, horrible grades here. He's a rookie, though. And, again, you can't get too caught up on PFF. I know people are going to tell me that. Like, I trust my eyeballs more than PFF, okay? I'm just using this as a baseline. I think Fortner is good. We'll trend him up. Shatley, not good this year as far as where he's been. Arnold, not getting as much out of him as I was hoping. Luke Farrell, not getting much out of him. CJ Beathard, not getting much out of him. He's a backup quarterback. Evan Ingram is another guy I think is playing better than this is showing. What is this? His run blocking grade? His run blocking grade is kind of hurting him, but he's not a run blocker. He was on 115 of the snaps, though, so that's bringing his grade down. So I think this is more accurate. It would be up towards 65 because of his receiving grade. Sorry, guys, I'm big into PFF. I like the breakdowns it gives you. I like that it talks about their snap counts, and once you learn to look at it, it gives you like once you learn at like how they score it, it allows you to kind of view it differently and more accurately. Yeah, you've totally not understanding what I'm saying. Your kids will be a fan of a team that you are, and I feel bad that I'm a fan of this horrible franchise. Well, I mean, look at you see teams turn around all the time. I mean, the Bucs started, you know, they were a losing franchise for a number of years, and then they started winning. You know, there are franchises that lose all the time, but there's franchises that start winning as well. So, you know, you got to just not worry about it. You know, there's always a time for everybody. 2017 was close, but I think that at least we have a proven coach who's won a Super Bowl. That helps. We have an owner that's willing to spend money. That helps. I don't know. So I'm not down on this team, but I am waiting to see some improvements, and they should. I want to see something different out of the defense. Like, there's no way you're going to line up these guys in man every single play. Like, just throw something else out there. Like, and I know, and like they do a lot of pre-snap disguising where they'll show too high and then roll into cover 1 or 3, but if their philosophy must be straight up play man. I don't think that's what Tampa. I don't think that's what Todd Bowles did. So I don't know. I think that's going to be it for our show. Thank you to everyone that was here. I appreciate it. You guys are super, super awesome. I love these live shows. These are my favorite. If you haven't watched the James Robinson video, that you can watch that. That was out yesterday. Make sure to subscribe. follow the Instagram and the Twitter and all of that stuff. Our next show is going to be scheduled for Friday at 9 p.m. You never know. There could be another emergency show this week, but be looking for that. I'm also on Twitch. I'm at Jags_United. If you're into that type of thing, I'm also there. And then, just going forward, let's go Jags. I would love to see your thoughts on Twitter and